Good morning, everybody. Um, I've like half written it. I didn't know how I was gonna end it, so I'm gonna wing it in the end, but in the beginning, I'm gonna read it. I have some notes. So in the last 20 years, I built my career as a designer. I've designed websites and apps for corporate companies, big and small. And even in my volunteer work, I like to contribute using my design skills. However, my educational background was actually in finance. I'm pretty good with numbers, and I'm the main person in the family who keeps track of where money is coming from and going to. But even with the knowledge I have, that part of adulting that has to do with money was always a bit overwhelming for me. It always felt like a lot of work, sitting down on a regular basis to look at bank statements, budgeting, etc. And honestly, none of this work was exciting to me. It was boring. I mean, I do play with colors and layouts for a living. I don't paint by numbers. Also, I didn't really know what the big picture was for me, aside from trying to stay afloat financially on a month-to-month basis. To build wealth and save for retirement always felt a little nebulous to me. I wasn't really sure how I was doing those things. Like, I knew that I was contributing to my 401k every month, and I knew that I had a savings, but what was this big picture? Like, what really was I doing it for? It was just the sense of security that I had money in the bank, I suppose. But when we started doing Financial Peace University here in church, things started to become a little bit more clear for me. FPU, or Financial Peace University, confirmed that the basics of accounting and bookkeeping that I was doing was correct. I already had a head start because of my education in finance and like doing the family's finances every month, well, basically every week. But what FPU really did was help me change my perspective on how I see my own wealth. Yes, the class helped me take steps toward cutting debt and saving more. But the most important thing to me was that it brought into focus what that big picture was that I was missing, or, what it should be for me. And that big picture, it's generosity. It's what Pastor has been talking to us about in terms of, how do we become better stewards here, with God's creation? Because part of the class also was, there was a time in the class, or one of the classes, where we sat down and we were really talking about what does retirement look like for us? And for me, at the end of the day, it was really about being part of the community, right? Like sometimes we talk about retirement, it's like, I want this big house and it's comfortable. But then what I was really thinking about was like, how do I continue to be of service to my community, even in my retirement years? And even I'm teaching my kids, like, we have one life to live, and like we should be contributing to society. We should be doing good. And, that generosity is like that building wealth now has a better meaning for me when I'm taking into account of being generous. I am building wealth so that I can be a better steward of what's been given to me by being generous without fear. Yes, the plan is still to stay afloat on a month-to-month basis, but I'm also prioritizing generosity and stewardship in my monthly budget. What's great was that the class taught us step by step. It's like step 1 through step 7. For some reason in my head, it was like 9 steps, but it took us through these steps where you get to a point where you're feeling a little bit less fear about contributing to, the things that you want to contribute to. Like every week, like after this class, last month, I was able to give more to the church. And I was able to give more to the church, because it was then in my budget. And also, looking at it, it's like, oh, there's like all these other organizations that I could contribute to, and I want to contribute to, not just my time, not just my skills, but to help those organizations stay afloat as well, right? Not just my own family. And sharing that and being able to do that felt really good. Felt really good. Like I was doing my part in stewardship, like I was taking care of what God has given to me. And I love that. And, I hope more people would consider taking this class, or just like, get to that state where, or get to that point where like your generosity and helping more than your skills, more than your time, makes you feel good, makes you feel like you're helping your community and the world grow.
Amen.
That is all. Thank you.